Hello, Shiny Champions. Happy June 22nd, 2026. Let's see some jazz hands. Woo, bring the energy. Come on, Michelle. Come on. Woo! There it is. There it is. That's right, friends. Thanks for being here, everybody. That's right, Robin. We love coming together once a week for an hour, and we have great discussions, important things, fun things, inspiring things, and that's what we have tonight. We have Crown Jewels that has a panel for us, and these are all very, very experienced stylists that have success year over year, and they are just going to be sharing their top strategies of that. So we're going to learn a lot tonight, and it's just going to be interesting. So make sure that you're taking notes, and we can ask questions. Jeannie's going to be leading the discussion, right, Jeannie? And then so she can pause after each person goes on her team, the crown jewels, and we can ask a question if we're at that moment. And at the end, we will do your one sentence takeaway. What is it that you liked, and what are you going to do? What was that one thing that just really, really spoke to you? Get out your notebooks, get ready to write those things down, and that would be fantastic. But first, we need to do some recognition. Let's do that, friends. Let's do our top 10 for week 3. We're doing week 3, and that is because my friend, that is because in 2 days, on the 24th, ends June for Park Lane. So if there's some goals you wanted to reach and things like that, craziness is right. Craziness is almost Melissa Taylor's birthday. I'm just saying. It's coming up in a few days. Coming up right on the 28th. Yes. And so it's getting close to a lot of things actually. So watch for that. And then July and just a couple of, that's right. Yeah, everybody say happy birthday to Melissa. Yes, yes. And so let's go ahead and do some recognition. Okay, so here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, number 10, we have Karen Krackus. Over $1,000, 1,059. Congratulations, Karen. Put their name in the chat. Let's do this. Number 9, we have Claire. There's Claire. She's going to be a speaker tonight. Hello, Claire, our artist. Over $1,100. Congratulations. Okay, number 8, Emma Dow. We have over 1,200. Way to go, Emma, number 8. Number 7, we have Jody Tucker. Over $1,300. That's amazing. Okay, and number 7, we have Aaron Dockstater. Aaron Dockstater. Way to go, Aaron. Over $1,400. That's incredible. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We have number 5 actually is Angela Becker. Angela, great job. A couple weeks ago, she trained for us and did an outstanding job. Angela did over $1,400. Wow, almost 1,500. Next, we have Vicki Valyear. Vicki, way to go, over $1,500. She has been a busy, busy leader. That is for sure. Busy stylist. So and then we have number 3, Cami McRae, over $1,600. That's amazing, Cami. It's with a K, actually, Kamie. Yeah. And then we have number 2 from Florida, Jeanne Bottiglieri. Way to go, Jeanne, over $2,100. She is working it, working it. And then we have number 1, drum roll, over $4,600 for week 3. Miss Sylvia Cradle. There she goes. I love every time you do that response, I die laughing. Way to go, Sylvia. That's amazing. Sylvia's going to be training us in a couple of weeks of how did she do that in week 3. And girls, team, you don't want to miss it. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. In fact, it's she's going to be training that on July 6th. July 6th. So mark that in. You don't want to miss it. And plus, that is actually the week before our Sparkle Night. That's the week before Sparkle Week, I should say. Okay. And because then that following Sparkle Week, there is no team meeting because there's meetings, there's a leader meeting, there's all kinds of things happening. So you can actually block that out right now. So if you looked at your calendar, the 13th, there's no meeting for us, okay? But on the 6th, that's when Sylvia's going to share her super duper power that she did. And we're just super excited to hear all about that. But tonight we do have Crown Jewels is going to be training us. Jeannie Bottiglieri is the leader of the Crown Jewels. So let's take it away, Miss Jeannie.
Well, I just have to point one thing out to brag on my team. If I'm not mistaken, everyone that you just mentioned is on my Crown Jewels team except Sylvia. Is that true? Right? I was looking at all the names, and that's on our Crown Jewels team. Sub team Vicki with Team Sparkle Strong, and Renee with the Glow team. So.
Yes, ma'am. Way to
So,
go.
so exciting. Well, we're ahead of schedule. I'm excited. Okay, ladies. Well, my topic is how these consistent actions from these amazing ladies are building success year after year. So when it's my turn to train the fourth Monday, and I was thinking, okay, what could I possibly train on? So I was like, you know what? I need to just point out some of the most successful gals and how do they stay so successful year after year after year? I mean, Vicki, myself, and Renee are doing this well over 20 years. Claire, I thought she was in Premiere. She's not, but she's a very successful artist. We heard her train, super creative for so many years. So, we've stuck it out. And I just want to start off by saying, talking about a cute expression I heard in Premiere, and gals would say, well, why are you so successful? Because we are little squirts that just kept on squirting. Do you ever hear that expression? Right? We just keep going and keep going and keep going. I thought that was always cute. I remember some things that stay in my mind from Premiere. So I am going to begin with Claire. Now, Claire has to leave a little early. Now, I'd like to leave questions at the end, but for Claire, if you have questions for her specifically, ask them right after she speaks because she has to leave. So, Claire, what do you have?
Hello there. Yes, sorry, I have to leave early. I've got a pharmacy CE that I have to do. I just realized that my license is due for renewal in September, and I've got 30 hours of CE to quickly do. But anyway, so yeah, so you had asked me about what I do in my VIP group. Are you hearing me, by the way?
Yes.
Okay, good. So one of the things that actually, just let me preface that by saying I like to be generous and I do maybe go a little overboard in giving away stuff, but I think that my VIPs are the people, and I say this to them, that they are the ones that actually help me the most with sales, with engagement, and with all the things, sharing things on their pages and so forth. So, yes, it is the place to go overboard. You're right. You can never have too few jewels, right? And so I like to give away a lot of things. And one of the things that has probably been my most successful in getting people to purchase, in addition to, well, outside of like the review crew and that sort of thing, where everyone's hyped up for the new jewelry. And yes, that's great. Lots of excitement, lots of um, energy and so forth. But what I like to do is, if I'm having a bad month or I just want to generate a few more sales, is to dangle a carrot, and for that carrot to get a little bigger each week. So Timu is my best friend, Jeannie. And so I love to get fun little purses off of Timu. Now I will get purses based on the season. So this was a beautiful spring purse. I mean, come on, $2.53. Hello. And so I will offer a purse, and then each week in that month, I will add an extra piece of sparkle in. And so um, and then I will go live and I will show, okay, well, we've got this purse, and then I'll try and coordinate the jewelry. So if there's maybe some pink jewelry, so say it's Valentine's, I'll do the pink opal and pink impressions. earrings and any other jewelry that we have that's pink. And each week I'll add a piece. And so Timu is honestly my best friend. Beautiful little purses like this that really do not cost an arm and a leg. So, and then oftentimes I just had one with a little a beach bag, and they could pick their color. And so I find that really helps, and it generates a lot of excitement because they'll see the bag and they'll place an order. And then when I add extra jewelry, sometimes a few more orders come in if it's a piece of jewelry that they're really loving. And so I find that works well. I've also done the mystery hostess um, but I like to actually split up the prizes so that 10 people are getting $50. And then everyone gets something. And if I don't do that, if I have like the grand prize, then everyone that orders gets some sparkle from me. And I know a lot of you do that too, but I think people are more inclined to buy if they know they're getting a free gift with every single purchase as well, because sometimes the spin wheel lands on someone else's name, right? Not always your name. So it's nice to give everyone something for placing that order. And so those are just a few things that I have done and still do in my VIP group. And then, of course, I do a prize every single month for engagement. And I give what I call diamonds or tickets for placing an order, hosting a party, posting selfies, engaging in the group, sharing on their personal page. Everyone that does those things consistently through the month gets diamonds, and the one at the end of the month with the most diamonds will get a sparkle surprise from me. And I'm posting that all the time just so that everyone can see. And then they post their prizes, and that's wonderful. So it's nice. It's nice to see the excitement there. So that's basically what I do in my VIP kind of on a consistent basis.
That's great, Claire. And I think what we all find is when you really spoil your VIPs, when the time comes that you really need them, when you say, well, I could use your help, they are going to want to help you because we took such good care of them. To me, that's like the bread and butter of our business now. It really is. Our VIPs
Yes.
are just so faithful and obsessed, like we are with the jewelry. Anybody have any questions for Claire? I see Michelle already has a question. Yes, ma'am.
Hey Claire, with your
Hey.
di with your diamonds that you give out, are you talking about like a spinner wheel, or you do literally whoever has the most of your tickets, your diamond tickets?
I literally do that. So it's so much fun at the end of the month because I have their names and I'm doing checks for everything that they've done. So literally, because some months it actually gets close, really close. It's within maybe 5 or 6. So yeah, I check off everything they do. So yeah, it's not a spin wheel. Which then you'd have to actually weight the spin wheel in some way, wouldn't you? Um, because they're getting tickets for multiple different things. So maybe I'll give them a ticket for every item they order. And if they do a party, they get 10. And if they're posting selfies, they get 3. Some of them post 3 selfies at a time. So that's 9. So you've got to I just keep up with all of them, all of everything that they do.
Great. Renee?
When you're adding your jewelry to your purse, that's just an ongoing thing. You don't put any parameters around, like when we have X number of orders, I'm going to add something new to the purse. They just know that every week, by the end of the month, each week you would have put 4 different pieces of jewelry in it, or 5 if there's, depending
Exactly.
on. Okay. I thought
Exactly.
so. I thought that's what you meant. I just wanted to
Oh, yeah.
confirm
Mhm.
that. Yeah. Okay.
And then they will get an appropriate number of entries based on the number of items in their order. So if they order 5 things this week, they're getting 5 entries. And next week, if they order a full cart, they're getting their 7. And next week, if it's 2, they're getting 2 more. So That's how they
Basically
can.
hopefully drives your carts up because if they know they get
Exactly.
more tickets for the more pieces they buy. Okay, good idea.
Exactly. Yeah.
Now that
Claire,
is a
give me a
little
big
bit of
smile.
work, but it's worth it, right?
It is, and it's once a month.
Yeah. Did
Yeah.
Connie say something? Connie, was that you?
Yeah, I was just saying, asking Claire to talk and give me a smile.
Oh,
There she is.
okay.
Okay, got it. Yeah, that's awesome. Let me put you on gallery real quick. There we go. I love that you're doing this and then it's for the month. Now, have you found, Claire, by giving it a name, like do you call it June Super Duper Surprise? Or like what do you call? Like do you give it a fun name each month?
Yes, like Vivacious Valentine or
Okay,
s-
okay.
Summer Spring Fling or Summer Fling or something. Yeah, whatever pops into my head at the time.
One other last question real quick too is how often do you remind your VIP? And I've noticed that like I'll do that, I'll go live, I'll show it and talk about it, but how do you go back once a week like every Monday, here's the reminder, da da da, or is it like an everyday reminder? Is it in every post? You know what I
I
mean?
will
Like
every time I go live and I'm doing it, I will remind them and say, remember, this is
okay.
what we're getting this week.
So it's a
And
lot. Okay.
yes, yes,
Okay.
because some people don't see it until the third week. And
Yeah.
so yeah,
Yeah,
I
it's
make
true,
sure
true,
I do it
true.
all the time. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I don't know if you saw my comment. I have a blue one that I'm doing right now, a blue, like, designer
Hmm.
inspired, thing
Hmm.
with blue different pieces in there, same thing. And it's just so beautiful. It's like I want to keep it so bad, but I won't. But then I have to
Yeah.
ship it myself. So because I already have this one, that
Yes.
is on me, and I
Yes.
will have to do that. So sometimes if you just grab a picture from Amazon or where you're getting it from, then you can
Yes.
do some really cute graphics with just showing the picture, and then you could ship it free from Amazon. So you have a
Right.
couple of choices in that. I think Renee
Right.
has another question.
Renee, do you have another question?
Yeah, just real quick. And you show them each week what you're putting in. It's not like a surprise or anything.
No, they know
Okay.
what's going in there.
Right. That's
Yes.
fun.
But Claire, you do other things during the week too, right? Like weekly
Um, yeah, I do. Let's see, what
giveaways.
else do I will do you know, well, say it's getting close to the end of the week and I want to make up a few more orders or I'm shooting for a goal, then I will specifically say, okay, the next ladies that place a three item minimum order will get this gift with purchase from me for the first five, or something like that, just to
Oh,
kind of drive those.
oh, that's really cool. Yeah, 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 for sure.
Trying
Definitely.
to create that urgency. So it's the first five people. Yeah.
One other quick comment, Jeannie, of what Claire's doing, and it's absolutely fantastic. And it's awesome that she's been doing this every month. I noticed that so if there's anybody on here that's listening, oh, I'm gonna do that for my VIP group. What really starts happening is when you do it consistently, like it's your system on the first of this month, you now show the new one, and it's through the last day of the month. If you know what I mean, it doesn't have to be the last day of Park Lane. It could be the last day of the calendar if you want. And
Yes.
then the first, like July 1st, is the raffle. So when you're staying on it and you're consistent and people are seeing, oh my gosh, she just gave that thing away to somebody again. I want to get in the next one. I can't wait
That's
to
right.
see what it is. So like this is what Sarah Inman does too. It's like, oh my gosh, I wonder what the next monthly surprise monthly thing is going to be. You know what I mean? And you start developing that. So anybody that's listening thinking like, oh, I want to start doing that too, awesome. But my advice would be just keep doing it.
Mm,
Keep doing it. Don't stop and stay on a system with it because that's when people really start getting involved.
yeah.
Again, being consistent, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Consistency is key.
Well, thank
Thank
you,
you, Claire.
Claire, so much. I appreciate you.
You're so welcome. Nice to
Have a
see
good,
you all. Sorry, I've got to rush off.
Good luck
that's
on
all.
your tests and good job for getting your license.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, next up, my next superstar, I forgot to call Claire a superstar, but she is Vicki, who's been in this business 20 some odd years as well. And she's going to talk about the success with attending trainings.
Hi, everyone. Hello. Hi. Thank you, Jeannie. Yeah, it's been 20 years. Hard to believe in the business. And I really believe in plugging in to trainings and how important that is to be a part of this. And, now that we're virtual and we have stylists from all over the country, it's just as important as being together in person. So I do feel like these trainings, you learn something every single time. And kudos to all you guys tonight because you're here at training, so you know how important that is. But and if this is maybe you're catching this and you don't come very regularly, I would highly, highly recommend you set this in your calendar as an appointment. If your job, you have a meeting for your job, your full-time job, this is the same thing. Put it in your calendar. It's every week. And if you can't make it, catch the replays. Okay, catch the replays because they are always recorded, and Connie does a really good job of posting them in our Shining Champions. And there's so many things I take away from trainings. Even after all these years, I still learn some great information that someone says that I could apply to my business. And over time, things just kind of sink in, like you just sort of learn, and it's like through osmosis, like you're hearing things, and then you might hear somebody describe the jewelry in a certain way, and then you're then using that when you go live. So then you're kind of using those words because they just become so natural because you hear them over and over and over. So I would definitely recommend our Monday Shining Champions, of course, team meeting. That's one of the best ones. And what I found with Park Lane, I mean, things change so rapidly. They are constantly announcing specials, incentives. And I really feel like if I'm not plugged into training, I lose track of what's happening. And I don't like that feeling because I like knowing at least, the basics of what's happening for the week. And training is one way to learn that. So I would definitely recommend our Monday team meetings for sure. And come early, come listen to Sparkle Night. Again, you're going to hear information that's just going, you're going to hear it over and over again, and then you're going to start using it because it's just you're exposing yourself to that and surrounding yourself with information about the business. So there are other meetings during the week that I think are really good to tune into as well. Mondays at 1 p.m. Eastern time is the Treasure Talk with Treasure Tribe and Tish's group. And then there's also Thursdays at 12 p.m. Eastern time is the coffee chat. So I like how they do that. I like that our meetings on Mondays because it kind of starts our Shining Champions and the Treasure Talk because it starts the week off, with a fresh start on Monday, ready to go. And then with the coffee chat on Thursday, that's when the loop gets dropped. So they go over all the things in the loop and give you some ideas on what to do with all the information that was just announced. And, sometimes it's just like a small change. I think when they announced this BOGO bonus, like I knew the BOGO was there, but then I think I talked to Jeannie and she's like, and then you get the free $100 item. Like you miss things like that, which is super important. So that's what I like, the timing of those trainings, and all of those things are recorded. So you can, if you're working full time during the day and can't attend live, you can always listen to them. When I was working full time, I had to commute about 40 minutes. So I would try and listen in the car. I'd set it up, on my phone before I left. And then I just listen. I couldn't take notes. I was driving, but just listening and hearing that information was so helpful. And that's really my tip because I feel like this community, we're here to support one another. You can ask questions. Um, the recognition is great. That's so motivating and empowering. So I think it's a great space to plug into every week. And I would encourage you guys to do that. So that's really helped me because it just helps me stay on top of everything that's going on with Park Lane. It's simple, but it works.
Thanks, Vicki. We
Mm,
used to always say, you never know it all. I don't care how high you are in the business. There's always something to learn. Always, always. So I agree with you, especially this training. Well, this is our smaller group, and we feel so comfortable to ask questions. I mean, Treasure Tribe is great too, but if you can't make it, you watch the replay. I mean, it's just amazing, really amazing. Or pick and choose the topics you want to go back and listen to, but Shining Champions, we should be here and
yeah,
support.
and it really is true. If your business isn't going as well as you're hoping, or just come to be inspired and motivated, maybe somebody will say something that resonates with you, um, or come to, encourage another person, if your
Exactly.
business is going well. So, and those who train remain, right?
Yeah,
That's what
remember
Michelle, the
that
Remember
one.
that one?
meta says.
Those who
Those
train
who
remain.
and those who don't won't.
Those who don't won't. So I really believe in that. And
Yeah,
that's has kept me on my game.
Yeah.
yeah.
I appreciate Vicky that you're saying that, and I didn't know what you were going to train on tonight because there's so many topics we train about all the time, right? But that
Mhm.
is such a good point to train about the training because it's so valuable. And if you can't get to it, don't think, oh, when you see a topic, oh, that topic's not for me. Oh, you see a speaker, oh, I don't want to listen to that. Don't do that. That just puts up negative energy around you, then and you're blocking blessings and you don't know somebody's comment. You don't know that. Give people a chance, give them grace. If the topic could go way off, it could be like exactly what you needed, and the fact alone that you're a business owner, we go to trainings, you get trained, you get better, right? And block them out and make it like it's an important appointment. I actually thought of one other, Vicky, too, and that's when they do the VIP live each week. Do you know what I'm talking about? On Tuesdays at like 2 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. Um,
The,
Treasure?
the tips
with
from
Oh, the
Tanya
Tanya's
Conley,
tips and Tish
Yes, yes.
Melissa
and
Mayer.
Melissa's tips. Yes.
yeah,
Those are short and they're in
yeah.
the evening. Aren't they in the evening, I think?
They're in the middle of
No,
the afternoon or
Oh,
evening, depending on your time zone. But I would recommend putting that also on your calendar because they have the nuggets. And it could be that little zing that's like, okay, that's going to get me out of my funk. I'm going to go for it. But it's so true. Does anybody have any?
yeah.
Don't you
And
all
Core
agree?
Club. There's also Core Club for new
right.
stylists on Tuesday nights,
Oh, and
which
on
is a
that note,
four.
they are
Yeah.
changing it. They are
Oh.
changing Core Club to Monday nights now.
Oh.
Crazy. I know, huh? It's like and so Tish and their team, their
See, this is
speaker,
stuff we learn. Now
I
we
know,
learned something
yeah,
new. I learned something new.
they decided they want everything on Mondays. They want everything on Mondays.
Okay.
So that's what
Mm,
that is. And so it will for those it will be half an hour into our time. It's going to be at 4 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, which we start our Sparkle Night is 4:30. So, we're brand new people going to that. We're just going to make it work. We're not changing everything again for us
no. Mm.
because of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did our part. And so
Well,
we're
and
just
Core
gonna,
Club's a 4 week rotation, right?
yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah,
and if you can get through the first 4 week, you're brand new, take the 4 weeks, 4 Mondays,
yeah,
learn as much as you can, and then,
right. And then,
yeah.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
100%.
On a funny note, though, because I always tell my husband, I'm like, um, I got training. I have training. He's like, training. He's like, aren't you trained enough? You've been doing this for 20 years.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I'm like, well, I always learn something new. We just call it training.
yeah.
I know Frank says the same thing. He says, if you don't
He's
know
like, what
what
are you
you're doing
training?
by now, you might as well hang it up. I said,
Oh my gosh, no
that's
way,
not
no
the
way.
mindset.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
said, I learned stuff, Scott. I'm still learning things. You can always learn and grow.
Oh,
Exactly.
well, our industry keeps shifting, and then Facebook keeps shifting.
Yeah.
There's so many things that you can learn and get better at. Yeah.
Great job,
So
Vicki.
that's my tip. I think it's helped me all these years.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you have a favorite one, Vicky?
Shining
There,
champions.
of course. Come on. Yay.
It is though. It is our family meeting, so I love it. Mm.
Yes, family
Awesome,
meetings.
Vicki. Okay, we are moving on to Miss Renee Spellman, who has been in 20 plus years. And talk about training. I think Renee is on every training there is. So,
True.
which is awesome. She really just digs in and learns and applies. And so, what are you training on, Renee?
Well, I'm gonna share a little bit about what Power Hour is. So maybe you have heard of Power Hour, and what it is it's a hour of work. Okay. And it originated back in the day. I'm in my 22nd year of doing this. And I think one of the first direct sales gurus, I'm going to say popular people that trained across the board, all different companies, but in direct sales was Belinda Ellsworth. Now,
Yeah.
somebody else may have invented Power Hour. I don't know. I just know that was one of Belinda's, she was known for that training. And it's a discipline, it's a way to be accountable to yourself, to do income producing activities every day or as many days a week as you choose to do those. And it encompasses four different income producing activities. And the basic training for Power Hour is to spend 15 minutes a day on each of those things, or whatever, however many days, what days you choose to do it. You can customize it any way you want. You could do, two of those activities one day and two the next and spend 15 minutes on each, however you want to do it. But those income producing activities are booking parties, doing follow up customer care contacting for your past customers, hostess coaching of any current hostesses that you are working with for parties. And the fourth one is recruiting. So when you come to Power Hour or when you do your own, you can schedule your own Power Hours. I'll talk about the team Power Hour that we have in a minute, but you come prepared. You don't spend your Power Hour making your lists, figuring out who you're going to contact. That's another activity that you do to prepare yourself to do the actual actions that bring you the income. So you decide, I'm going to reach out to 10 people today, 5 people today for either booking or recruiting. That's your 15 minutes. You come with your list ready to go and what you're going to say, and you get your messages out. Part of that might be doing follow-ups. If you're familiar, most of us should be familiar with the sandwich method, which is our tried and true follow-up system of a series of 3 different messages over a 4-day period of time. And each of the 2 following messages after the original one is just to keep going back to that person to check with them. Did you get my message? And if now isn't a good time, may I check back in the future? So you might have a series of those to work on. And then you spend 15 minutes doing reach outs for something else, which would be sponsoring. So you have a list. Who do I need to invite to? I lead the Treasure Tribe Power Hour on Mondays. So we're pretty much always not only talking about bookings, where most of us are inviting for our free Sparkle Night. So that's generally a part of especially the Monday Power Hour because that's what a lot of teams do on Mondays. So you would have that list ready to go. If you have a hostess or hostesses to coach, you spend that time, and you may not be 15 minutes, but the idea is the discipline of sitting down and doing it. You send your hostess coaching information to your hostess. And then the other thing is you have your list. And if you remember a couple weeks ago, Dawn Corey, when she trained us, she has an amazing system on Mondays. It's her day to do what she calls her retention day. So she goes to her recent past parties and she has a follow-up system for checking in and doing customer care contacting with her voice clips to make sure that they're happy with their jewelry, let them know that she's available for any customer service that they need. And the reason we count that as a power hour activity income producing is because that is exactly what Dawn calls that. It's retention. If you are in touch with your customers, it ups your chances of them being repeat customers, possibly being a hostess because she said she books a lot from that system because people that have not experienced the jewelry for before may go ahead and book once they have that jewelry in their hands. Or you never know which of them may be a future stylist for your team. So the customer care part is just as important as any of the rest of it. So it's those 15-minute increments. And we are very, very blessed that the Treasure Tribe actually provides this every day of the week, the work week, 5 days a week. There is a team of us that Tish basically recruited people that, would volunteer to be a power hour queen, as we call ourselves. And Tommy Grant, she oversees that because Tish is a very good delegator. So she then eventually put someone in place to run the Power Hour team. And so we're all in a group chat, and it makes it very flexible because there's enough of us that if you can't be available to lead that Power Hour on your day, generally there's somebody that will back you up. But anyway, so I switch off every other month with my Power Hour partner, Allison Kochi from the Treasure Tribe. So that's nice because neither one of us are locked into doing it all the time. It's good to have a partner, and several of the girls do that as a team, kind of a tag team. So there's a different time each day of the week, and you can find that schedule in the Treasure Tribe group under events. So every day, that's how I actually get on them when I'm not leading. When I lead, I have to use Tish's Zoom account so that I'm the actual host. But the days that I just join as a participant, I just go to the events tab in the Treasure Tribe group, and it's right there. And the Zoom link is there. And I like to call it just a collaborative work hour. Okay, because especially for those of us that do this full time and don't work during the day, and we know that people, can't always join because they work. Now, we do have some regulars that they do join from work. So depending on their work situations, they have the freedom to set that hour aside, and they do work from wherever they're working. But anyway, the regular job. But anyway, it's fun, it's collaborative. I love it just for the interaction. It's, anytime you choose to join, you're not sitting in your office by yourself. We work together, and we share ideas at the beginning. The leader, whichever day, whoever's leading, spends about the first 5 to 10 minutes just asking people, what are you working on today? What do you need help with? If you come as a leader with some ideas of things to give to them. I like doing Monday because I'm coming off of Treasure Talk. So so sometimes, we go into Power Hour excited about something that was shared on Treasure Talk. And that's, by the way, that's why I like to be on trainings, and especially live, because on some of my worst days, I want to be on training because those are the days that I come away re-energized. I never know when I'm going to get motivation or inspiration. You could not learn a darn thing new from what they train, but for me, I come away with, at least maybe one new idea or just the motivation to do something. So a lot of times we talk a little bit about whatever was on Treasure Tribe. It's just kind of fun, but we all mute once we get everything ironed out of who's doing what, and if anybody wants to share anything or ask questions, we all mute, and some of us leave our screens on. Some people turn their screens off. They're not comfortable with somebody watching them work. So whatever you want to do, and a lot of the girls that are joining from their regular day jobs, they never turn their screens on, but and then I'm just kind of there to oversee it. I work too. Sometimes when you're the leader, you don't always get to work the full hour because a lot of times I'm answering questions in the chat, and that kind of thing. So, however, now if you do work during the day and you need a Power Hour, I believe that Michelle, I know you lead our Shining Champions Power Hour, and is it still Wednesday nights? I have the right night?
Yes, it's still on Wednesday nights at 7:30. However, I do have to cancel this week's. I have a meeting that I can't miss. So
Okay.
it is canceled for this week. It'll be back in play next week.
Okay, awesome. So there is an option if you want to work with a group of gals for the evening. So there's your Wednesday time. But I encourage you, if you can't be on the ones that the teams provide, just make it a discipline. Just like Connie said, Um, and Vicki, this is a business and you need to take it seriously, whether you're just doing it very part-time or doing it full-time or anything in between. Your time that you put in corresponds with, the amount, the level of business that you want to do. So if it's just 1 power hour a week, that's great. You're doing your activity. And as Connie always says, and I always reiterate, the outflow, your inflow equals your outflow. So whatever you're putting out there consistently is going to come back to you. So,
That's
any
true.
questions?
Michelle, do you have a
Oh,
question?
It's not really a question other than it's more of a statement, but to say that, as you talked about, what you take in and you put out, um, buddy up with somebody. That's what I've started doing. Because I come to our meetings on Monday nights. It is scheduled. It is on my calendar. I tell my family we got to have dinner done because I'm in a meeting. Well, I started doing that with the power hour. That was why I, decided to lead the Wednesday power hour. But I started to discover, I still have other work that I needed to do, but it was so easy to go, well, I'm just gonna not worry about it. I'm gonna work for what? No, I'm not. So 2 weeks ago, I committed with fellow Shining Champions to do our own little power hour. And we set up our own Zoom and we literally worked for 2.5 hours. Now, not saying you all have to do that, but this particular night, she and I both joked and teased each other that neither one of us was signing off. We kept working because the other person was there. And she kept working because I was there. And before we knew it, there was 2 hours gone. We got so much done that we've decided to do it more often. So we just got together, we message each other, we come up with a night, we come up with a Sunday afternoon, we set up a time and we work. So that's another way to do it. And I'm glad I decided to do it because I've been able to really feel like I'm starting to accomplish a little bit more towards helping me get my bookings and doing some of those income producing activities. Because with working full time, I have to find those nooks and crannies, but it was too easy to go, oh, never mind.
right.
But when I knew she was going to be there, I tuned in, even though I was like, oh, and we got so much done. So I
Yep.
just kind of want to put that
Accountability
out
is
there.
everything. Accountability is everything. I'm the
Yeah.
same
Oh, it's
way.
amazing.
When I'm left on my own, um,
Yeah.
it's
When
real
I'm
easy
left on
to,
my own, I just go, oh, never mind. Let me go do this instead. No, never mind. Let me just watch this TV show.
uh-huh.
And Janice popped on. She said it. Janice is who I'm talking about. And she's not the only one, but she and I are the ones that for the last couple of weeks we've done this. And we're actually, scheduled to do another one this week since I had to cancel the Wednesday for my meeting. She and I talked about it and came up with another night that we're going to get together ourselves because we didn't want to give up on the time frame, but I just can't do this Wednesday. So, we're trying to do it. And it's to me, it's helping me. So just want to put that out there that you guys can do it.
Thank you, Michelle. Yeah, it's a routine. You got to get yourself in that routine. But, it's funny. Sometimes you think, like this is what we do full time. We have so much time on our hands. And we're like, where did the time go? So, you have to structure yourself in this business or you won't get anything done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But anyway, girls, I am going last and I am going to share my fundraising opportunities. You've heard me say this before, but I've changed it a little bit. What I focus on now is a personal need. Like I am not really focused on a pet rescue or a church mission trip. This is what has been working very well for me, and I've had two this month, and I want to kind of go into a little bit more specifics. But what I love about my fundraising opportunities, again, I just love them. I love that I can use my jewelry business as a tool to give back to these people in need. I've had two this month now. Sometimes they're super successful and sometimes they're not. But I'm going to talk about first why they're successful. Why are fundraising opportunities successful? Now, I do it my way. I don't do it the Park Lane way. I don't, go with their route where Park Lane will give 50% of the sales back to, first of all, it has to be a 501(c), and my personal needs are not. These are individuals who have a need. Um, so I give a generous portion of my commission to the organization, and they're thrilled. I mean, for you ladies that make a 30% commission, even if you gave 10%, that recipient will be so thrilled. But they are more successful, definitely for me, because you're in front of more people. You know, lately I'm finding my shows are, like six maybe in attendance, 10 if I'm lucky. But, both of mine, now you're going to think like, wow, I had real whopping shows. My first fundraiser in the beginning of the month had 50 people. The one I'm working on right now has 70. Now, does that mean I got orders from everybody? No, absolutely not. But they're still pretty high. So I love being in front of more people. I just love that because why? Look at the opportunities. There's more of a chance to get bookings, right? In front of many people. There's more of a chance to get more in your VIP group, and there's more of an opportunity to sponsor more as well. So let me tell you exactly what I did, how I got them. So in the beginning of the month, I'm like, I got to really focus on fundraisers because I know, first of all, I love to give back. That's my passion. But, I want higher shows and I want to be in front of more people. So I went live in my VIP group and I said, gals, I hope you could help me out. I am looking for friend, family of yours that has a need. Who has a need that I could help? So I didn't even have to reach out personally. My one really good VIP, Sandra, said, Jeannie, I have a need. My friend in California, now Sandra lives in Nevada, my friend in California's husband got into a bicycle accident and they definitely could use some money for medical needs. I said, absolutely, let's do it. So she coordinated. I gave the verbiage she was kind of like the middle person at first. I gave her the verbiage, Sandra, to give to Heather to use as her the vehicle to invite, and Sandra did the same. But then I thought to myself, you know what? Why don't I just reach out to Heather personally? At first, I was a little like, I know the woman, they're upset. He got into an accident. But I was like, what the heck? All she can do is not answer me. She was so receptive to me, and she really became the contact for that fundraiser. Sandra invited some of her people, but it was me and Heather working the whole time together. She just so receptive. She knew I was giving money back. That's another thing. When we do fundraisers, why wouldn't the hostess be receptive to you? I'm giving her money, right? I mean, come on, I'm giving her money. And she also gets the free jewelry as well, which Heather now has become a really, really good customer of mine because she loves the jewelry. So she was really receptive. She invited a bunch of people. I do Facebook groups for the fundraisers, so much interaction in the group. She was just so thankful. The people were so thankful. From that group, I think it closed at 1,400. You're going to think, well, 50 people and you only got to a $1,400 show. That's still pretty good, a $1,400 show. Lower commission at a higher show is better than your high commission at a lower show. That's just the way I look at it now. But I did get two bookings from that show. This is a few weeks ago. I got another fundraiser for a different cause, which I'm going to talk about, different need, and then just a regular party. So now this one I'm doing, 70 people in there. I'm like, oh my gosh, what's this going to become? And I don't get excited when I see numbers because everything is different. It could be very different with a fundraiser with high numbers because a lot of times, and you have to be prepared for this, you will hear, well, my friend is going to just give me the cash. They're not going to buy the jewelry. And that's great. I mean, you're happy for them. That's absolutely wonderful. So if that cuts out maybe 25, 30 of them out of the 50, so be it. That's totally okay. But I did the same thing. Now I had Kelly, who's a new VIP, reach out to me, and she said, my cousin's husband, these are all Pacific Standard Time too. And meanwhile, I'm not the late girl, and I'm doing these late shows and up late because they're giving me cards at 11 o'clock. So I'm kind of like getting into this late girl now. So now this Heather, who was the coordinator or is a coordinator, her cousin Lindsay's husband, Kevin, is in need of a transplant, a liver transplant. I'm like, oh my gosh. So I said, do I attempt to reach out to Lindsay, to the husband, to see if she wants to get involved? Same thing. So thankful, so involved. And lo and behold, I have another friend who reaches out, Jeannie, what can I do? So I'm dealing with three of them. I'm giving verbiage to all three. So it was, again, not super, super interactive in the group, but they're so thankful. I'm starting to get better orders. I was a little nervous in the beginning because the live was Wednesday, and as of like Friday, I'm like, I had two orders, and they were all buying one thing. Now, of course, you know what I do. I train those three hostesses to say, please, and I say it on the live, do not place your own order. Have them give me the order. And I tell them, I said, listen, this is more important than ever because I'm giving you money back. I need high sales. When we do regular shows, it's all about orders. Hostess doesn't care about sales. This time they care about sales. So they really reached out. They really tried. Again, I had a little, she just wants to give money back. But I think I'm at 13 orders. And again, I've got probably several bookings. I'm a little overwhelmed with the reach outs. I reached out to 70 people over the weekend myself because you have to. So I kind of broke it up a little bit. But I just love the fundraising opportunity. I mean, they're so thankful. It's just a different feel than a Facebook party, and I love that. I mean, I'm still doing very well, even though I'm only making, part of my commission. But, for me, when I joined the business, I mean, the money is good, but it's the relationships. And these women are now all in my VIP group. There are again, more people that will do, whatever it takes to help me when I need it down the road. So, just keep that in mind. It's really helpful to have some fundraising opportunities in the mix as well. And the personal need is really a success because women want to help. I mean, who wouldn't want to help this poor guy that got into a bicycle accident? I mean, yes, they want to help a pet rescue, but the personal needs, go live in your VIP group and just reach out to them. Who do you know? Or maybe yourself has a friend or family, or maybe you have a personal need that we can give to. So that's basically it. It's basically kind of short and simple. But I really feel like I developed a real relationship with them. I mean, Heather wanted to talk. She's like, Jeannie, can I call you up? I'm like, sure. And meanwhile, I didn't even want to reach out to her. And she's like, can I call you up and talk about this? Yeah, definitely. So I'm really fulfilled with fundraisers. I really, really am. It's a different feel. I just love it. I just absolutely love it. I mean, from the business standpoint, of course, I haven't done a $1,300 show in a long time in a regular Facebook party, but with a fundraiser, usually they are that, usually. And I'm not done yet. I still have through tomorrow night, and I'm going to close on Wednesday because we've kept this open for, a little bit.
And Jeannie, also the hostess is very invested in being your partner.
Of course, because I'm giving her money. I mean, come
Yeah.
on.
And she wants to
And the
give back.
jewelry too. They love the jewelry. And
Yeah.
I told them both because I don't like to wait till the last minute. I said, we're supposed to close tomorrow, but I said, we're at 12 orders. I told them what they get free. And I say to them now, remember, we get 4 half-price items. I say this all the time anyway, but especially now, that if you don't want those 4 half-price items, because they're splitting it, right now it's Lindsay and Kelly, that if you and you and Lindsay don't want those half-price items, reach out to others who can take them because I'm able to give you that percentage back because the half-price items go back to the retail. So, we should say that anyway with the parties, but especially, the fundraisers. And, when I say to them too, when I end off with the hostess, I said, I'm more than happy to do another show if you need money down the road. But when I do a live, I present, I do fundraising opportunities and I also do fun girls night ins because of course, I'll do that as well. So I got from that original one, I got a fundraiser for the husband who needs a liver transplant and just a regular Facebook party. That's not doing well. I don't know. It's just not well. I find my Facebook parties, my fundraisers are definitely much more successful.
That's
Anybody have
awesome.
any questions about anything about that?
Do you want to just say real quick, Jeannie, like how do you get it? How do you find them?
Well, I went live in my VIP group because
Okay.
that's my core people who I'm so friendly with. And I tell them, I said, well, this is, I really push, and I love to do them anyway. But of course, this month, more than ever, I'm looking for high sales for the Costa Rica repeat. And I told them, I could really use your help. You know how I love fundraising opportunities, but, now more than ever, if you could help me out. And I said, do you know of anybody? Do you need anything? Do you have a personal need, or do you know a friend or family that has a personal need? And that's when Sandra immediately reached out to me. And it's interesting about Sandra. Sandra is such an amazing customer who brought, I don't know how many of her friends to my VIP group this past year that buy constantly. So she's smart, Sandra. She said, Jeannie, we're going to be cheerleaders, but I don't know if we can buy because we buy from you all the time. I said, well, then you be a cheerleader because you need that. We talk about that a lot. So they
Yeah.
were just, pumping up that group a lot. Yeah, Heather's was a little bit more successful than this one. Yeah, because again, you do face that the girls want to give, the family and friends just want to give money to the family. And what am I gonna
Hmm.
say? No, you can't take the money. You gotta buy the jewelry. I can't. We can't say that. And that's okay. You have so many in the group that if some want to do that, okay.
I love how you're doing personal ones. They're not these huge, breast
Um,
cancer awareness. And, there's these are small personal ones that people are going through things to pay their medical bills and
right.
things like that. And too, so what is your opinion? I actually just thought of this when you were training it. If the, on the track of personal fundraisers, that if, say, for example, we just saw someone post about that they just got in this massive car wreck, we can
Yes.
send them a personal message. I'm so sorry what you're going through. That must have been so difficult. I would like to do a fundraiser to help you raise some money for any of your medical costs or car costs or anything at all. Is that something that you and I could talk about? I donate
Yeah.
X back. Is that something we could talk about? Question mark.
I look at Facebook all the time now. There's girls, the
Yeah.
kids are in the cheer, camp or whatever. They're raising money. I
Oh,
reach out constantly.
yeah.
Anything that has a need, I will reach out to. But I'm finding these medical expense ones seem to be where they really do need the money, but these seem to be going better and they're more receptive. But yeah, yes, I do a presentation. And the bottom line is it's a jewelry show. After we do the introduction and I say, what I'm doing in the post, introduce myself, giving back money to Kevin for his medical needs from the bike accident, then I have her go in. I'd
Yeah.
like her to go live, but she doesn't, but she will post the same thing. But after that's said and done, it's a jewelry party, right? You're doing the post, but on the live, again, you're explaining what you're doing. But I will always then again in some posts here and there, thank you so much. Appreciate your support for Kevin's medical needs. And I'm
Right.
really bold too. I have a 40 order countdown in both of them.
Wait,
Now,
you're
are we
bold?
getting, I'm bold. We're not
Really?
getting them, but hey, go for it. And I tell them right up front, my goal is to get 40 orders from this fundraiser.
Nice. Vicky has a
All you can
question
do is
for
go
you.
for it,
Vicky
right?
has a question for you.
Yes, Vicki,
I
as
just
if
had
we
a
don't
question or
talk enough.
comment. I did one very similar like that. It was a personal need for medical bills, and then it was in a private Facebook group, but I invited my VIPs to it. Do you do that, Jeannie?
Well,
Oh,
Sandra's, it happened to be, about 10 of them were my good
Oh,
VIP.
okay. VIPs,
But
yeah.
that
I
is a
put
good idea. I didn't do that with Kelly's kind of a newbie to that, to my
yeah.
VIP group, but that is a
Yeah,
good
I just
idea.
posted the group in my VIP group and said I'm doing this fundraiser if anybody wants to join. And three of my VIPs joined and ordered.
wow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
now
so I was
they could
happy
be
about that. They want
your
to
big
support somebody. So
cheerleaders
Now
too.
there's a tip.
Yeah.
Holy smokes. And
But you
those
know
who
what?
stayed on to the end, that was a tip of the deal.
And you know what? The cheerleader part of it, I mean, because there's just so, no
Yeah.
engagement a lot of these
I love
parties.
that. Renee, did you have another question?
Well, I was just going to chime in. I had the idea this month to do the beginning of the month just to do my own fundraiser. I picked an ant pet rescue not locally here to me. I just did one right in my VIP group, and it was one of my biggest
Oh,
VIP
Yes,
links in a
same.
while.
Oh,
So
wow.
I'm thinking about maybe doing like making maybe a quarterly basis, like every
Oh,
quarter, and then maybe get them involved and let them either vote. I pick the cause and they get to vote, or possibly have them submit some ideas.
oh
I
my
don't know,
gosh.
but
That is absolutely brilliant. You can actually tell them if you want to do it quarterly, you can already start telling your VIPs, look, January and then March 1st, no, excuse me, April 1st, the first of the new quarter. Okay, and you can make a cute graphic about that. I'm doing fundraisers every quarter right here in our VIP group. Please start submitting ideas and get that a thing that you do in there. Oh my gosh, that is brilliant.
Yeah.
Wow. Michelle Prevost has a question, then we're going to end the recording.
Um, when you talk about your fundraisers, Jeannie, I know that the Treasure Tribe has trained a lot about the corporate fundraiser, but I don't really hear a lot. I mean, yeah, they trained on it, but I hear a lot more of doing it this way. Do you think there's more people are more receptive to it this way versus
Well,
the 50% give back with the
well, you
company?
got to remember with the Park Lane 50% give back, there's no customer sale. They're buying all at retail. And there's no hostess promo. So when I heard that, I was like, I want to spoil the girls in the jewelry. They love the jewelry. I want more bookings.
Mm-hmm.
And, how am I going to promote bookings with a hostess plan where in a fundraiser you don't get it?
Oh, that's a
I
good point.
I'm not a fan. And first of all, the personal fundraisers that I do aren't the 501(c), so I can't. I don't want to give the image of our jewelry being expensive. They're saying it's expensive as it is with the customer plan. No customer plan.
Right.
That's my feeling. Maybe it's wrong. I don't know. Some of them do very successful ones, but that's just not what I want to be involved with. And so many of my customers know the customer promo. They'd be like, wait a minute, where's the customer promo? So, I mean, it has its place. Like, I
Yeah.
think Allie did one for the daughter's cheer camp. I mean, it was such a huge cheer organization where, if it's a massive one like that and you're so personally involved, she gave each of the girls goals to meet. So that's different. If you're so personally involved and and you're really working it. But, again, I see no reason for that. I just don't think my shows would be high enough.
Very
I
good.
mean, right? I mean,
Yeah. Yep.
who's
Thank
going to
you.
buy a
Thank
$150
you.
piece? Everybody will buy a pair of Moana earrings. That's my feeling.
Yeah.
I
That's
know it has its place, so I shouldn't say that. But for me personally, I just
that's
have been doing fine with these,
yeah.
you
Good
know.
job, Jeannie. Excellent, excellent work. And great job, Crown Jewels. Everybody, let's give them all a round of applause. Way to go, ladies. That was awesome from Claire and Vicki and Renee and Jeannie. Way to rock it tonight. Good job.